Hello, BookTube. I'm here to join my announcement video to the crowds of announcement videos that you may have seen in your feed for an upcoming BookTube event. Dr. November in November is a BookTube event created by Mark at Book Time with Elvis that centers on espionage, fiction and nonfiction. Uh, Throughout the month of November, do you want to read spy stories with us? Wouldn't that be fun? I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do, where my emphasis will be, but I may have had a nudge in that direction because we have precious few guidelines, precious few prompts. We have a great lineup of co-hosts. I'll leave them all down below. But we are doing one thing together. I don't have any idea about the logistics of a multi-part discussion video, or God forbid, a live discussion video. I can dream of such things, but of course, it's impossible to get booktubers to do this, or at least not to get them to do it with me, because they hate me because I smell. But we are doing a group read for Dr. November this time around, and it's The Quiet American by Graham Greene. And I don't know about this vintage paperback cover. It calls itself The Great Novel of Vietnam. That is absolutely not true. That isn't even remotely true. And I would argue, I mewed a little when I was told that this is our group read, because I would argue that this isn't much of an espionage novel at all. It's a whole bunch of things, but it's not that. And when this was announced that this was going to be our group read, I had read The Quiet American 3 times. And when it was announced, I read it again. And I have to say, this latest reread, the one that I just a couple of days ago, was like no other reread of any Graham Greene that I've ever done. I loved it. I loved it. I don't like it, but I loved it. I don't like the stupid, underfed, reflex, knee-jerk cynicism that Greene used to love. I mean, it's... When I first encountered it for about 5 minutes, an eon ago, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And then the second time, I thought, oh no, this isn't the coolest thing in the world. It's actually a lot more courageous to believe in things than not to. And then the third time I read it, about 15 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, I finished the book. I had that exact mass market paperback back before the glory of e-reading. I finished the book, looked up in the room that I had at the time, and actually said out loud 2 words: brittle alcoholic. Which, if you don't know anything about alcoholism, you will think that I'm just referring to someone who is a little bit bitter or stiff or unyielding in their ways, and also an alcoholic. But there's actually... brittle alcoholic actually means something, and Graham Greene was one. And I don't know how much of those first 3 readings, I don't know how much of those first 3 reactions to this book constituted baggage on my part, but reading it this time, I was struck over and over again by things I had not seen, by skill, writerly skill that I had absolutely discounted. It's still not a good espionage novel. Really, I would say it's not an espionage novel at all. But it is our group read, and it's going to be a treat to read this thing with everybody else in November. It would be great to discuss it. I don't know if that'll happen. But I said that I wasn't sure what my pile of obvious possibilities would be for November, in addition to the group read. I vaguely toyed with the idea of maybe reading just the Aubrey and Maturin novels that concentrate on Stephen Maturin and his activities as an intelligence operative. And then I thought there's a series of novels that concentrate on Christopher Marlowe as an intelligence operator. I thought about both of those, but honestly, having reread The Quiet American, I'm now thinking about more Graham Greene. Which I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If The Quiet American didn't suit, in my opinion, technically as a spy novel, I don't know what else would that he wrote. Maybe that will just be a side quest. Maybe I definitely feel like I need to read almost all of Graham Greene all over again. After this book, some logjam came loose. So I have Dr. November to thank for that before we even start the event. But I will leave a list of all the co-hosts down below, and I think you should try it. Probably I will lose control and in November simply reread John le Carré all month long. He is so good. He is so effortlessly better than anyone else actually writing actual spy fiction. He's just so effortlessly better than all of them. And once upon a time I might not have said that because I'm a big fan of John Buchan. I think he's just great. But I really don't think there's any comparison. But anyway, the first Dr. November, I had all sorts of highfalutin plans, and I ended up reading Le Carré almost the whole month. I may do that again. You never know. I'll give you progress reports during the month of November. So I'll leave a link to some announcement videos. I think all the other co-hosts have announced but me. And you should give it a try if your November dance card is not completely full. So I'll wrap this up for now, and I will see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.